Radical.
Welcome to another Flea Market Stories, where I go into some of the interesting sales and interesting people on my journey of flea marketing. Now, this day, if I recall, was kind of cold. Not super cold, but cold enough to where, you're going to have to probably wear a jacket on this day. Actually, I got there without a jacket. I forgot my jacket. I was in such a rush that I took one of the jackets I had for sale off the table and was wearing the jacket. So, what would I have done if someone said, "Hey, I like the jacket you're wearing. Is it for sale?" I'd have to be honest and say, "Yes, it actually is for sale." So, one thing I sold, and I'm trying to remember a lot of things I sold. I didn't write it down, so that's why I need to get caught up on these stories because I'm going to miss some interesting sales and interesting people. There's this one dude, maybe like 16, 17, I don't know. It's hard to place some people, like how old they are, I think he was maybe like 16, 17. Really a quiet, soft-voiced person. Came by the table, looked directly at all the games. He picked up Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and said, "Would you take 10 for this?" And I said, "I sure will." So I took 10 for that, and he said, "I'll be back another time to see if you have any more games." And I said, "Okay." Not being honest with him, saying, "Well, damn, I really don't want to part with any of these other games." Another game I sold was Two Worlds. Two Worlds. And I didn't think I'd sell Two Worlds because, well, Two Worlds is not that great of a game, but maybe there's people that like Two Worlds. I had 2 copies of Two Worlds, actually. I don't know if I had them both in the container there, but I had listed for $6. And the most emphatic yes I gave was when he picked it up and he said, "Will you take 5 for Two Worlds?" I said, yes, I will. Yes, I will. I was like surprised I got more than $1 for it. But let's get to the very finale, the end of this. To the very finale? Yeah, let's get to the very finale. I met Elvis. I met a guy that looked like Elvis. He literally did look like Elvis, and it wasn't the hair. Well, Fat Elvis. He looked like Fat Elvis. And I hope he doesn't listen to this because his heart, don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. I know it's not Elvis, but it's just stuck in my head. Heartbreak Hotel. There's a lot of heart-related Elvis songs. I don't know all the Elvis songs. Love Me Tender. There's a lot of great Elvis songs. He's the king of rock, right? King of rock. Well, this guy, he had a van, and I will enclose a picture right here. See this van here? Okay. He had a lot of stuff in the van. I just snapped a picture of the van. It was cold that day, so Elvis got in his van and turned the heat on. But man, I said, "You are getting the full use of that van." The full use of it. I think originally it's meant to haul and carry people, but he didn't have any kids, so yeah, a lot of his Tupperware stuff right there. He showed me some very cringeworthy pictures in a photo album of him dressed up like Elvis in the full jumpsuit, everything, right? And it looks so out of place. Like, it looks so out of place in that jumpsuit just in a regular house setting. I had to stop from just laughing a whole lot. I said, "Oh, hey, man, you look good, man. Yeah. Good looking Elvis there, right?" I actually had the car running, I'm burning up this gas. What else? Seems like there was something else. Oh, yeah, okay. The comic book guy. Not that guy from The Simpsons. The comic book guy came by, and he knew Elvis, right? I had some comics. But this guy knew his stuff, right? I had some comics, and he goes through them, and he says, like, "These Spider-Mans, these are not actually comics. You see, they were like promotional. They were in newspapers, I believe, something like that, over a certain period of time, I was told. They're really flimsy books. So technically, they're not technically comics. But you know what? They are comics. They're more paper. I don't know. I mean, I sell them for $1 each. So, I was like thinking this guy, don't bust my balls here because I'm trying to like make $1 off of a Spider-Man book. Okay, it's a comic, all right, but I get what he meant. It wasn't actually a comic that had value particularly. Like you wouldn't go into a price guide and say, okay, it's just a reproduction. It was a freebie, but still, people were buying those Spider-Man comics. And this guy, he said that Elvis actually had a huge comic collection. Not just Elvis stuff. This guy had boxes and boxes of comics. And he says to him, well, why don't you like bring your comics up here? And this is something I thought about. He said like, okay, how, you're kind of getting older, you think about selling your comics, bring them up here, or at least share them with the world. And I would think like, the flea market is a great place to, just talk to a lot of people, people that have like a lot of different passions about video games or comics or sports or whatnot, anything. It's a great place for people just to, and I found this as I have been flea marketing, it's a great place for people just to talk to other people, like-minded people to meet. It's one of those great open places where you can talk about a lot of different, interests that you have. But I don't think this guy's going to bring his comic collection there. Yeah. So that was flea market stories. Not all these are going to be winners, I mean, some of them are really kind of just boring days. Or there's some days where I just can't remember like a lot of the sales. And what stuck out to me was the two game sales. And like I said, the fact that I was just thrilled beyond belief that I moved a copy of Two Worlds. Do any of you have an experience selling at the flea market or yard sale where someone actually pays you pretty much what you're asking for a crap game? And, you do that little, but you're not audible. You're like, like you have that, and you're like, have fun with that game, sucker. I don't know. Leave it in the comment section down below. Do you like Two Worlds? And if you do like Two Worlds, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Or woman? Now somebody's going to leave a long comment. Sir, Two Worlds is an amazing game. How dare you besmirch Two Worlds?